The founders of Italian fashion house Dolce Gabbana have begged forgiveness for an ad campaign branded culturally insensitive in China. It featured a model trying to eat pasta using chopsticks.
Let's move on to another story now, because the Italian fashion designers Dolce Gabbana have issued a fresh apology amid a backlash against one of their advertising campaigns in China. The row began over an advert in which a Chinese woman tries to eat pizza with chopsticks. The luxury brand's two founders say they'd misinterpreted Chinese culture. Chinese shops and websites have been pulling products made by the Italian company. Well, for more on this, let's speak to Michael Bristow, who's with me now, Asia Pacific editor for the BBC World Service. Hello there. Let's first have a look at this advert. I think we can play it now. And lots of advertising houses do play with stereotypes, sometimes poking fun of stereotypes, but this has spectacularly backfired, hasn't it? Why do you think this is?
Well, it depends on people's opinion. I mean, some might look at the advert and think actually it's a clever way of dealing with Italian and Chinese culture, bringing them together, but obviously in China it hasn't been seen like that. Lots of people have seen it as racist. As a general rule, you can say that in China, people, the government, companies are quite sensitive about how outsiders portray China. A number of companies have got into hot water. There was a car manufacturer that used the Dalai Lama, a quote from the Dalai Lama, who the Beijing government doesn't like, in one of its car adverts. They got into trouble. So there is a sensitivity, and what's just happened with Dolce & Gabbana is they've just fallen foul of that. They obviously unwittingly did it, but there's been a tremendous backlash, as you've indicated.
And this is very damaging, isn't it, for a brand that really wants to gain a big foothold in China. This is exactly the market that it wants to enter and sell lots of products into, isn't it?
Well, it's just not any other market. We're talking about China, which already has about a third of the luxury goods market. And we're talking about a country where there were very, very few people as a percentage of the population that has the money to buy these luxury products. So you can imagine the potential for growth in China is enormous, and no luxury brand wants to be out of the Chinese market, which is why Dolce & Gabbana have kind of come out with this very abject apology today. They apologised a couple of days ago. They've done it again. They'll be just hoping that they can draw a line under this and move on, and it doesn't affect sales.
Many people will be saying there must have been some big advertising agency behind this as well. It must have gone through many eyes. Why didn't somebody spot this, that it could be controversial? Well,
it's a difficult question to answer that, but sometimes it's just a mood. What captures the mood, and also with the internet, certain things get criticised, and then because of the connectivity, everybody's connected, everybody's online, it gathers fire, it catches people's attention and it moves on. So I'm pretty sure it was an unwitting mistake, but a big one nevertheless.
Okay, Michael Bristow, thank you very much for that update. Interesting how quickly some videos really can go viral, and very damaging for brands in particular when they do so in such circumstances. Okay, let's move on to some